people said that it's not going to work, but I took a risk and that's where I started. Mentorship plays a crucial role in developing leadership by in 2020, unfortunately, COVID hit and my business was slow. So my question is, with the rise of artificial intelligence, how do you see the future of coaching evolving? And do you think that this artificial intelligence will enhance the coaching experience, or will human connection remain essential for effective growth?
How can entrepreneurs now seek valuable mentors?
First, you need to identify.
Let's talk dreams, let's talk gold. Stories of success that never get old. Entrepreneurs rising, breaking the mold. On CAX Weekly, the future unfold. CAX Weekly, shining so bright.
Naja, welcome to another episode of CAX Weekly with me, Abdullah Kaka. Today we're going to be discussing your journey about Island Blend Tea Company in the Maldives. If you can share with us, for our audience who don't know you, who is Naja Abdalla?
Yeah, thank you for giving me the opportunity. And well, I will first tell briefly about myself. After school, I started working in the tourism industry, and I worked several years in tourism industry. And I did my bachelor's and master's in business administration, specializing in tourism management. And after my master's, I was working in a research institute in the Maldives as the manager in establishing the institute. And while I was working there, I got the Turkey government scholarship. So I did my PhD in Turkey in organizational behavior.
That's amazing. That's actually a packed PhD and all that. So you're actually a doctor. So we can call you Dr. Naja, I believe.
Yeah, after my studies, I actually started my business.
All right. So can you share to us the story behind the founding of the Island Blend, the tea? What motivated you to enter into the tea industry?
Yeah, I studied several years abroad, and I also have a passion for travel. So I was traveling a lot while I was studying, and when I travel, I always go to these small cafes where they serve specialized teas and coffees. So my passion started from there. And first, after my studies, I opened a small cafe in the Maldives in early 2019, specialized in teas. And Maldives is actually a coffee culture, and a lot of people said that it's not going to work, but I took a risk, and that's where I started. So in 2020, unfortunately, COVID hit and my business was slow. But at that time, I was developing my brand Island Blends. Yeah, and then we launched it in 2021.
That's amazing. Talking about tea, Arewaworld have its own shy tea, a brand that we created ourselves. I chose the ingredient myself, and we've been drinking, me and my family, breakfast, dinner, lunch, anytime we make it. It's very healthy, actually, good tea. You can get yours on areaworld.com/shop. Rush there and get it and try, give it a try. We're actually on sales now, so you can get it with a 30% discount. Yeah, just go get your tea there and share with your family as well. So you said you started your own tea store or tea restaurant in the Maldives where you started selling the tea. Obviously, in
Yeah.
every business, there are a lot of challenges. One of them is people telling you you're not going to achieve it, you're not going to succeed because people in Maldives are always into coffee. So, what unique challenges have you faced operating the tea business so far, and how did you overcome them?
Well, in Maldives, actually, faced many unique challenges. Firstly, Maldives heavily depend on imports, so sourcing was quite challenging. And most of the established companies, they do not agree to produce small quantities. To start with, I needed a small quantity, especially Maldives being a small country. We don't need a large quantity to start. And to overcome that, I traveled to many reasons, and I met with many companies, and finally I found a reliable uh, party to and make a partnership with them. And also the other thing is market awareness. Maldives has a strong coffee culture, so to introduce this new trend, it was quite challenging. And through social media marketing, we started educating people on the benefits of uh, the health benefits of tea.
Mm.
And premium tea is a niche market, and um, I had to be very careful with branding and with strategies. And for that, I am very selective in where I place my teas. I'm not going with all the cafes, or I'm not providing it to all the resorts. I selectively target it.
Mm. Somebody might ask, why tea? Why not like a chicken restaurant? Why not something else? Why not, you know, this curiosity, why tea?
Because it was my passion, like I said, I was very interested to see how this tea culture was evolving when I was traveling, and also it has the health benefits. And I do research on different businesses, and then I found that there is a future in this tea business,
Mm.
and it is a growing industry globally.
Okay. So that's wonderful. I know Island Blend. I have one here myself, the lemon ginger tea, which is actually healthy tea. I think it's help boost immune system because ginger and lemon, the combination is very good for the immune system. Why? What trends did you see in the tea industry that you find most exciting, and how has Island Blend adapted to them?
Yeah, the tea industry is evolving rapidly, and I can see many exciting trends actually. And one of it is people are moving towards a more health conscious lifestyle. They are looking for health benefits in teas, and Island Blends is adapting to this by curating um, infusions, like infusion teas. For example, we have a blend called Coconut Bliss, which is a green tea with coconut infusion. So, then another thing is Maldives is one of the most luxurious tourist uh, destination, and I have a focus to place my tea as a local brand, to place my tea in these luxury properties. And it is quite challenging because they go for the well-known brands. But now there is a shift in trend that they are looking for regionally inspired flavors.
Mm.
So I'm exploring this, and I've been successful in placing my teas in few luxury properties so far. And in Island Blends, we try to um, blend tradition with the modern consumer trends.
Mm. I just found out that tea is actually a $260 billion industry, which is a very large industry when it comes to like income and revenue. So, how do you see tea playing an economic role in developing countries, especially African countries?
Yeah, African countries like Kenya, they are very popular in tea production. So in producing regions, actually it creates a lot of employment opportunities. People who are working as farmers, employees in the factories, and also other related businesses. And in developing countries, it also promotes tourism, and it also has other indirect impacts, like it is creating employment for other related businesses like the transportation in people who are involved in logistic companies and many other related businesses.
Yeah.
And
So,
also,
mhm.
it is an export commodity, so it is bringing in foreign exchange to these developing countries.
Mm.
And another important thing when you talk about economy is tea being daily essential. So it has a constant demand, and this is a very reliable source of income for people who are working in this industry in developing countries.
Mm. There is this developing trends actually globally about premium and herbal tea, ready to drink options as well. How do you see the shift in consumer demand affecting the tea industry worldwide? Because for me personally, I also like to get I prefer herbal tea and green tea than the normal black tea. So these trends, how do you see them affecting the tea business globally?
Well, the shift in trend is it's changing from traditional black tea to herbal wellness teas, functional teas, and I see that if we only focus on a specific tea, then I think it will be quite challenging. But still, there is a large percentage of people who prefer black tea. We have to focus on having a balance in all these teas. Like we need to have black teas, we need to cater to the people who prefer to have health benefits with wellness teas and functional teas. So yeah, we need to adapt to the trends.
Mm. So as an entrepreneur tuning into this channel, because Cox Weekly is all about supporting entrepreneurs, what advice would you give an entrepreneur interested in entering this tea market?
Not only in tea market, but I think in generally, if you are interested to uh, start a business, even in the tea industry, uh, I think you should have a positive mind and a growth mindset because business is always evolving. The industries are evolving, so you need to have a passion for learning. It's a continuous learning process, and you need to launch your ideas without waiting for the perfect time. Because if you wait for the perfect time, then somebody else will come up with the idea or it will be introduced somewhere else. And in business, we learn as we grow and we make mistakes. Also, for that, we need to keep improving, and consistency is very important.
Yeah. Apart from tea business, I know you're a life coach and a leadership coach as well. Can you tell us how it evolved? How did you evolve to become like this leadership coach?
Yeah, it is more related to my academic side actually. Having a PhD in organizational behavior, and organizational behavior is not purely business, it has a component of psychology. So, my inspiration comes from a deep curiosity for human behavior and organizational effectiveness, and leadership is one of the elements of this organizational effectiveness.
Mm.
And traditionally, when we talk about leadership, we are talking about authority. But now there are modern concepts which are associated with leadership, like emotional intelligence, cultural intelligence, adaptability. So, yeah, I like to educate people on these new concepts. And I advocate for human centered organizational psychology and effectiveness. So, yeah,
So,
that is.
for a young entrepreneur, how what leadership quality do you think they should develop so that they can be successful?
The in the next 5 years or 10 years where you want to be and how to achieve this strategy. And the thing is adaptability. All the industries are evolving due to like advancement in technology, how we do the work, the nature of work is changing rapidly. So adaptability is very important. And emotional intelligence. It is since you're working with a group of people, you need to have empathy. You need to build trust and good relationship with these people. So increasing emotional intelligence will help you with that. And also innovation and creativity. To do something different is very important in business. So you need to be open to new ideas. And then comes the leadership. And when I talk about leadership, I believe that there's no right or wrong leadership style. So it depends on many organizational factors like the organizational culture, the tradition, the organizational culture, structure, and the nature of the work. So, in order to identify the leadership style, we need to do an organizational analysis.
Yeah. So young entrepreneurs actually sometimes when they start business they face tough challenges. How can you tell them what should they do to develop resilience when they face challenges in their businesses?
Yeah. To face really resilience, one thing is confidence, and how can we build confidence? That is the question actually. And seeking continuous learning and personal growth. So when you learn, when you have the right knowledge and skills, you build your confidence, and it will eventually help you to tackle the challenges, and also developing a positive and growth mindset, because in a stressful work environment, you need to know how to handle stress and also make rational decision and build good relationship with your employees and stakeholders.
Mm. So in every business, I know mentorship play a key role. How does mentorship guide young entrepreneurs to develop leadership skills?
Mentorship plays a crucial role in developing leadership by guiding and supporting both in personal and professional growth. And the key roles of a mentorship is transferring knowledge, enhancing skills, confidence building, and expanding perspective. So with all this, they broaden the view of the leaders, and it gives different ways of thinking. And personal development is another role, because you can identify your strengths, weaknesses, how you can improve your weaknesses by focusing on sustaining and improving your strengths. And also, mentoring can help identify the most appropriate leadership style for your business, and it can help you to develop leadership style. And leadership is a controversial topic actually, because some people say it is, you are born with it, others believe that it can be developed. So I think that it can be developed. So it is important to develop this skill by mentoring.
All right. So how can entrepreneurs now seek valuable mentors?
First, you need to identify your needs. And then you have to look for the appropriate leadership. For example, if you have problem with organizational effectiveness, you need to see where you are going wrong, whether it is leadership or management structure, or whether you have problem in organizational culture. So after that, you have to look for the right person, the right mentor. And then the next thing is, it's very important to have a long-term relationship mentors, because these problems are not one time. So when you identify the problem at first, you are given we as coaches, we give them a solution to these problems. And then again, we will evaluate after some time, and it's a continuous process. So sometimes it is semi-annual, sometimes it is quarterly. We will do the evaluations, and then we will look for improvement. Since it's a continuous process, it's good to work with the mentors for a long period of time. I mean, with the same mentor for a long period of time.
Yeah. So how do you see leadership evolving in the next decade when it comes to remote work and digital transformation?
With remote work, leadership is redefined, I would say, because how you interact with the teams is changed. The type of leadership style that you have to use has changed. It is not the traditional hierarchical model anymore. People are working remotely, so they're forming more diverse groups. Because earlier, when people have to physically be present in a place, the companies are not hiring internationals, for example, due to visa reasons or other employment difficulties. But with the rise in remote work, we see more diverse teams. And for example, before the leadership styles could be more authoritative, but now we see with this change, I think we are seeing more ethical and flexible leadership styles, more cultural and global leadership practices. So I think, yeah, it has redefined the leadership.
Hmm. So Naja, in this program, we used to have the question and answer segment where a guest will ask a question to the next guest. So our previous guest, Professor Dennis Kenji Kepka, who is one of the top cybersecurity experts in the world, actually posed a question to you. He said, "Where do you see yourself in the next 10 years when it comes to technological advancement?"
Yeah, from the business side, Island Blends, I like to see it a well-known brand globally entering into different markets and also practicing innovative and sustainable practices from sourcing to packaging and also in the ways we market the product. And as a coach, I would like to see myself guiding people around the globe and I want to make a lasting difference in the lives of people that I work with.
So I will rephrase the question. I think what the professor was actually asking is, in what world do you see yourself when it comes to technology? Like with the growing AI, with the growing of all this technology, in what world do you see yourself? That's the question, I believe.
With technology, I think the coaching will evolve, but I don't believe that the human connection will. I think it will still be essential. So maybe the tools that we use to deliver to transfer knowledge might change with technology, but I think it will still uh, we will still be following the same way using human connections.
Mm.
And in business, we will be using more innovative methods in producing, reducing wastage, and focusing more on sustainable practices.
A lot of you have been asking me about how you can have a reliable source to do business between Africa and Turkey. Look no further because this video is sponsored by Afex Tered. They are the most reliable source when it comes to Turkey-Africa business, whether it's importation or export from Africa to Turkey or from Turkey to Africa. Just go onto their website, afetered.com, and you can have all the necessary information you need when it comes to entrepreneurship and business between Turkey and Africa. Now it's your turn to set a question for our next guest.
Okay, my question is also similar to what I have just answered. Because I'm very interested in how this artificial intelligence is taking over some of the tasks that we do. So my question is, with the rise of artificial intelligence, how do you see the future of coaching evolving? And do you think that this artificial intelligence will enhance the coaching experience, or will human connection remain essential for effective growth?
All right. Thank you very much, Naja Abdulla, for such a wonderful discussion for this podcast. Actually, we have to record it twice because the first one had an issue. Thank you so much for joining us on CACS Weekly, and have a wonderful weekend ahead. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you.